All right, let's talk about something called the architecture of automatic wealth. Sounds a little fancy, right? But really, what we're going to do is tackle one of the biggest, most common money frustrations out there. And then we're going to build a super simple system to just get past it for good. It all kicks off with this feeling. A feeling I bet a lot of us have had. You've got these big goals, right? And then you look at your bank account. And that distance between the two just feels huge, impossible even. This idea that saving money is impossible, man, that feeling stops so many people dead in their tracks before they even get started. Okay, but listen, this is probably the most important thing I'm gonna say. If that's you, if you feel that way, it is not because you're bad with money. It's not a personal flaw. It has nothing to do with discipline. The problem isn't you, it's the system. It's the way we were all taught to think about it. So that brings us right into our first big idea here. We're calling it the leftover trap. Let's really dig into why that old traditional way of saving, well, why it's pretty much set up to fail from the start. I mean, this is the advice we all got, right? You probably heard it from your parents. Pay your bills first, get your groceries, live your life. And then whatever's left over at the end of the month, that's what you save. It makes sense on the surface, but there is a huge fatal flaw in that thinking. Because let's be real, life always gets in the way. Of course, the big stuff comes out first, your rent, your car payment. But then stuff just happens. The car gets a flat tire, a friend's birthday pops up. You need new shoes for that work thing. It's never one big thing, it's 100 little things that just add up. And every single time, saving gets pushed a little further down the list. And this is what always happens. You get to the end of the month, you're all ready to finally put some money away, and poof, there's nothing there. The leftovers are gone. They got eaten up by life. And it's just this frustrating cycle, right? You have the best intentions, but you end up with the same result every single time. So the big question is, how do you break out of that cycle? Well, the answer isn't to just try harder. It's to think differently. And that leads us right into our next section, the simple flip. It's this tiny little change in how you look at things, but it makes all the difference. Okay, check this out. The fix is so simple. The old way, you spend, and then hope there's something left to save. But the new way, you flip it. You save first. That's the very first thing you do with your money. It becomes a bill you pay to yourself. See the difference? It's not about saving what's left after spending anymore. It's about spending what's left after saving. Just changing that one little step, it changes everything. Okay, that idea sounds great. But how do you actually do it, right? How do you make it happen in real life? That's what this next part is all about. The power of automatic. This is where we get into the nuts and bolts of building a system that literally works for you without you even having to think about it. So the first question everyone asks is, okay, so how much do I save? And the answer is probably going to surprise you. We can start this small, just $5. Seriously, the whole point in the beginning is to pick a number that's so small you honestly won't even feel it. You won't even notice it's gone. Or hey, maybe it's $10. It doesn't matter. The key is finding that number that you genuinely, honestly will not miss. We are not trying to get rich overnight here. We're just trying to get the engine started. That's it. And here is the absolute magic trick. Once you've picked that tiny amount, you make it automatic. You set it up so every time you get paid, that $5, that $10, whatever it is, just moves over to your savings account. You don't do anything. The magic here is that you're taking willpower, which we all know runs out, completely out of the picture. You're replacing it with a system that just works. So let's just lay it all out. It's really this easy. Step 1, pick a number you won't miss. Step 2, go into your online banking and set up an automatic recurring transfer for that amount. Step 3, and this is the best part, forget you even did it. That's it. You've just built a little money-saving machine that runs all by itself. But here's the thing. That little machine you build, it does something way more important than just collecting a few dollars here and there. And that brings us to the final and honestly, the most powerful part of this whole idea, building a saver's identity. This is the real game changer. For the first few weeks, the first couple months, the actual dollar amount in that savings account is totally irrelevant. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you can log in and see that it's growing. The real goal here isn't to save a bunch of money, not at first. It's to prove to yourself with actual evidence that you are capable of saving. And over time, something amazing happens. You start to build a new belief about yourself. You stop thinking saving is impossible for me, and you start knowing, hey, I'm someone who saves. It just becomes a fact. It becomes part of who you are. And once that switch flips in your head, man, growing that savings account gets so much easier. You're not fighting an uphill battle anymore. You're just doing what you do.
So I want to leave you with this one final thought. We're always told to chase a number, right? Save your first $1,000, save for a down payment. But what if that's the wrong target to begin with? What if your first and most important savings goal isn't a number at all, but an identity? Just something to think about.